Good morning, up and out of the shelter, nice and early. I think it's like 6:15. I probably had a total of 6 people or so in the immediate vicinity. Hardly anyone from the last shelter, which was kind of surprising, so either I do know a couple people who went on ahead to look for a stealth site, or they just never made it this far and stopped short. But that's kind of how it is. You got a bunch of people all bunched up at the first shelter outside of town, and then everybody spreads out and you don't see anybody. Let's see, today I'm going to try to get my timing right. We're going to get into the nearest camp store is in 12 miles. So hopefully we should get in there like at noon or something, get lunch there. And then I've got a little bit of time I can afford to chill there and eat. And yeah, 20 miles in for the day, there's a fancier lodge. They serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I think their dinner hour starts at 5. So I'm going to try to get there right at 5. Get dinner quick as I can. Get in and out of there, because then I've got to do another 4 miles to get to the next hut. So that's the overall game plan for today. The trail's just a little bit rocky this morning. And now the rocks are getting worse. Alright, trail is much better now. Those rocks didn't last too long. Here's a side trail split off for the South River picnic area. It's just a day-use picnic place. They got picnic tables and restrooms and water. I'm gonna take a break up here. It's a nice little rec area, but I gotta keep moving. Time to get back on trail. Alright, I think this is our turnoff. We're going to divert into the Lewis Mountain Campground. This is where the next camp store is. We'll get lunch, and we'll work on some resupply options. Store hours 9 to 6. Okay, here's what my resupply looks like. This is going to get me the rest of today and then 2 more full days. This was like $50, mainly a bunch of protein bars and sandwiches. I think the sandwiches will be okay in my bag. Get some muffins and stuff in there. This is also lunch for today, so I think I'm gonna go for round 2, maybe round 3 earlier. I've got time now to chill until the lodge starts serving dinner, so I'm just gonna sit here for a bit and eat lots of food. All right, that was the Lewis Mountain Campground. That was a good resupply mission accomplished. It was small. I feel like it was a smaller resupply than they had less options in the first camp store we went to. But I was able to get I got 2 days worth of stuff. Oh man, and I'm stuffed with a full belly. And now it's like a little over 8 miles till we get to the lodge, and that's gonna be like the fancier restaurant dining. There's a couple people I've been hiking around the last couple days, and we've all kind of got the same game plan, so I think we're all going to be at the lodge together for dinner. So that'll be good. And then like another 4 miles past that will be the next hut, so we'll stay the night there. Whew. So I've got time to get there, but I feel like just with a full stomach, I'm kind of slow rolling it out of the campground. There's a big snake here on the side of the trail. This looks like an unfriendly, dangerous type snake. This looks like it might be a copperhead. This looks like I'm really close to it. It's got an arrowhead-shaped head, and it's copperish in color. I think that's a copperhead, just chilling. He doesn't care about anything. Alright, I just got off the phone with the Mountain Home Bed and Breakfast. That's the place right on the north end of the Shenandoahs as soon as I exit, and kind of right where Front Royal and stuff is. So I called those guys and I got reservations for whenever it would be, 2 to 3 nights from now. I don't know. Whatever date I needed is what I got locked in for. So that was cool, that worked out well. And they run a shuttle service into Front Royal to get resupply and stuff, and they said we can just work out that time whenever I roll in. We can do it that evening or something. So cool, I got that all worked up. I think I'm gonna keep trying to do that like 2 or 3 days out, and I kind of know where I want to stay. I'm gonna call ahead to get reservations, and that usually works out pretty good. If you wait till last minute, it seems like some places might be fully booked. And I think this bed and breakfast place only had just a couple of rooms. I think they, from what they showed in Gut Hooks anyway, they only advertised like maybe like 6 capacity. It didn't really say they had a bunk room or anything, so I'm gonna see what they got when I get there, but may have only been able to fit like 6 people or so, so it's cool that I got in. And it's a bed and breakfast, so they're gonna do breakfast and stuff for me. I'm not gonna zero or anything there. I'm just gonna pass through, try to get like a 2.5 day resupply in Front Royal that evening, and then continue. And that'll put us into Harper's Ferry. So the distances are closing really fast. We're coming up on halfway point. That's pretty cool. And I'm just at that point where I'm just totally like zoned out, lost in my own thoughts, just mindlessly wandering down the trail. It's been pretty easy the last mile or so. Well, most of today has been a little bit rocky, but it's just perfectly straight, nice and smooth. My feet don't really hurt that much at all. Just cruising at a nice pace. I think we're still going to get to the lodge plenty early before they open, which is going to be awesome. I need water, and there might be a small trickle of a stream apparently in like 1.5 miles or so. But I don't know, I'm just not bored, I'm just lazily zoned out. And this is like the straightest piece of trail I've ever seen. It's like straight for, I don't know, 1,000 feet or something. Almost to the top of this hill. We're like 0.3 from the lodge. And we got a little bit of an overlook. Ah, sweet. There it is. Looks like we made it to the big Meadows Lodge. We're like 10 minutes before the restaurant opens. I'll see if we can get a table and stuff. And there's some other hikers around me that we're all gonna kind of aiming for at the same time. Let's see if we can get grouped together. Alright, I'm all done eating at the lodge. That place was it was a good hiker meal. It's good to get something cooked. I had the it was the turkey dinner that I had, but I felt like it was kind of a pre-packaged thing. They just kind of threw in the microwave, like, I don't know, something you get at Applebee's or something. It was good, but it just kind of felt like one of those pre-packaged meals, I guess is the best way to put it. And then for dessert, I had the Blackberry Cobbler. That was excellent. The Shenandoahs are famous for blackberry-related things. Usually if the waysides are open, then you could get blackberry milkshakes, but there's only one wayside open, and based on my schedule, I'm not gonna be there when the restaurant's open and they're serving, so it kind of sucks, but I got something with blackberries at least. And now it was a 3.5 mile hike to get to the shelter, so that's what we're doing right now. A little rocky, so hopefully the rocks go away, but it shouldn't take too long to get there. We still got plenty of daylight left, even though it looks like the sun's kind of down on the horizon. It's just behind some clouds and stuff. But we'll get there shortly, and we'll just go straight to see if we can get a spot in the shelter. I've only got so much energy since dinner, and these last 2 miles have been moderately rocky, but very steep. I'm just about out of steam, but we're getting close. All right, this should be our pull-off for the Rock Spring Hut. It's only like a, I don't know, 0.1 or something down trail, so it's not too bad. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and sign off right here real quick. We're set up in the shelter, a very similar style to what we've had already, and I'm just tucked up in the top bunk back corner again as usual. I'm going to hang my bear bag we don't need to eat since we already got that taken care of. I'm just going to throw my bedding up real quick and call it a night. I got to double check the distances, but I think we're going to try to hit Skyline Resort first thing in the morning. It's only a few miles from here, I think, and we'll try to get breakfast done there. And that might be the last food option we get while we're still in the Shenandoahs, and then everything else is going to be just what I've resupplied with. But that'll be a cool one final breakfast. Anyway, made some good couple of days, good 20-mile pushes getting through here. But yeah, the sun's going down. Enjoying a beautiful sunset just right out the front of the shelter. I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Good morning. We're up and out of the shelter nice and early. I think it's like 6:20. And in 4.5 miles is the Skyline Resort, where they serve breakfast. We're going to stop there definitely. One of the guys I was with was jonesing for some mimosas, and it actually sounds kind of good, so we'll see what they got. And as long as the rain stays reasonably good, it'll take me, I don't know, 2 hours or less or so to get there. And that's the first stop for the morning. Very rocky terrain this morning. It was like this last 2 miles before coming into camp, and it continues. This is slowing me down some. It's definitely going to take more than 2 hours to get to breakfast. It smells like a horse farm or something right here. Maybe they, you can rent them or something and ride horses through the park in different areas. That'd be kind of cool. Some kind of stables, I guess. Oh, there's some horses I see. Just a little bit through there. AT detour. Now I'm going to be lost. Can't go where the deer's hanging out. We're really close to the Skyline place anyway, so we'll go up the road and figure out where this detour needs to take us. At least they put up some of these markers, so the detour is not too hard to follow. Man, this Skyline Resort area is a big area, and it doesn't help that the AT's being rerouted through it all, but I'm diverting now, trying to find the actual food place to get breakfast, because I'm close enough to that. Going up some weird back way. We'll figure it out, and then we'll figure out how to get back to the reroute. I keep running into roadblocks. I'm gonna figure this out one way or the other. The dining area is right there. You can hear the generators humming. I just don't know how to get there. Well, I just went back to the official AT reroute. I just hope this road connects back to the lodge and there's no construction blocking it. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Can't figure out how to get to the lodge. I don't think the lodge itself is closed. There's no indications of that. All right, we may have made it. I think this will get us in.
Have you done that?
Finally made it. Finally got breakfast. Blackberry French toast and coffee.
No, I feel like you was done.
Alright, breakfast successful. That was good. That was worth it. A little bit of a pain to get here because of the reroutes and stuff, but we made it. The prices were interesting. So like the pancake dinner or breakfast thing that I had, whatever, was like $11. But any extras that you want were like super expensive. Like one egg was $3 just to add an egg. Stuff like that. But it wasn't bad. And so for now, let's see, that was the last like food stop, anything. There's still the Elk Wallow Wayside, which kind of lines up for tomorrow morning, but nothing's going to be available by the time I hit it, so I'm just going to skip it. That's not even going to be an option at this point. Right now I'm aiming for a stealth site, which would be like a 20 or 21 mile day total, which is like 16 miles from here, so we'll see what we can find. Otherwise, we're get back in the woods here shortly, get back, complete this reroute. Alright, we're back on the normal AT. D2 reroute is complete. This is in conjunction with the Stony Man Mountain Trail for a little bit, so it's a popular day hike, so the trail itself is going to be pretty nice, probably, just because it's so populated. That's a really nice valley view, farmlands and everything. Up here is where the trail gets spit out right into the Pinnacle picnic grounds. I'm going to take a break here, use the restroom, snack on some snacks, and then we'll get right to it. Nice little day-use picnic area. Well, we're done with our quick snack break. Another 2 miles ahead or so is the next hut. And we'll just take a break there, and that'll be lunch. Man, a lot of this trail today has been rocky like this. You guys will probably never understand how much I absolutely hate walking on this type of terrain. It's incredibly frustrating. Alright, here's the shelter, just close right off trail. We got a typical bare box, bare poles, space for tents a little bit. There's the shelter. This is the Bird's Nest number 3 hut, or something like that. There's a nice sign on the outside. Oh yeah, I think this one was, from what I read about it, I think this one was day use only, and then they kind of modified it to be an overnight shelter, which is why it looks kind of different, but it's cool that it's got the indoor fire pit. And they must have added the platform or something later for sleeping on. Alright, lunch break is complete. We're back on trail. I'm getting low on water, and it looked like the next water source is maybe in a parking lot. They got fountains and stuff there, and that's about 3 miles away. And it looked like terrain-wise there's maybe a little bit of an uphill, and then mostly flat for a bit, and then a huge downhill to the parking area. About 3 miles away. So I gotta nurse my water until we get there. Still terribly rocky all day. We've had some good days in the shanties. Today is not a good walking day. Alright, there's a side trail here for a parking area. They got restrooms and water fountains and stuff, so I'm gonna fill up on water here, definitely. Oh, it's time for another break. That was a rough descent. Alright, I'm feeling better. Freshly filled up on water. And we got like 7 miles left till supposedly there's some stealth sites. It's always kind of nervous trying to find a stealth site location, even though there's all I'm going by is gut books comments. You never know what the site's actually going to be or how good it's going to be, or if somebody's already taken that site. But that's all we got to work with. Oh man, it is hot. It's like 85 degrees, and we are trudging uphill. It's kind of a gradual uphill. Man, I am sweating. I got water for now. There should be a spring in a couple of miles, not too far away. That might be the last water source before going towards the camp. So it might be like a 4-mile water carry in this heat. Here's a side trail turn off for Pass Mountain Hut. I'm gonna take a little break, and just rest up here for a little bit. Here's the Pass Mountain Hut. Similar in style, typical to the Shenandoah huts. Same floor plan. And there's my usual corner. It's a nice looking little area. I don't know about tenting though. It's a little uneven for the ground over there. So here's my current status. I've got 6 miles until my intended stealth site, and I've got the time to get there, but my feet are absolutely shot. The rocks all day have just destroyed the bottoms of my feet. So I currently have like 27 miles before I'm out of the Shenandoahs, and I have hotel reservations for tomorrow night at the bed and breakfast. That's where I'm currently at. I mean, I could sit here and rest like 2 hours, massage my feet up, and then try to go. I could still have daylight to get 6 miles down the trail. I could rest here, but then tomorrow would have to be 27-mile a day. I've also got other time schedules beyond that to get into Harper's Ferry, so I kind of do have to keep moving. But at the same time, I don't want to push it. So I think I'm just going to rest up here for a while and try to get my feet in the best condition they can and probably push on to a stealth site. But that's all for now. Alright, I took an hour-long break. Feet are better. We're pushing on. We've got 2.5 miles to the last water source. We'll load up there. And then a total of 6 miles to our camping spot. Literally the first time all day with no rocks. And this is the last water source before camp. I got another 3.5 miles to go. Feet are doing good. That rest break really did wonders. Looks like the pool's deep enough. I'll just scoop it right out of here. Well, we at least got 2 miles or so of no rocks. Now it's just kind of light rocks, but it's rocky enough to hurt my feet and slow me down just a little bit. Alright, we're up on the ridge. A couple of the stealth sites should be up ahead, less than a mile. We'll just grab whatever looks good. Alright, it's 6:30, and I think this is the stealth site area. Ground looks a little rocky though. Room for, I don't know, you squeeze in a couple of tents if you had to. I gotta make this work though, because this is as far as I'm going. Alright, time to set up, and then dinner. Alright, and with that, camp chores and everything's all done. I got my food bag hung, my tent and everything's all set up. The sun sets, I think, in like an hour or less. And I'm just going to quickly hide in my tent and start working on some video editing. I got behind by a couple of days. It's super easy to get behind. This is like working a whole job when you're already like working 12 hours a day just hiking. So it's a little tough to keep up with, but I think it's going to be worth it once I get the whole thing done and everything, you know, commemorated in video form, and how you guys can follow along. But it's an effort, that's for sure. If you guys are thinking of doing it yourself, you definitely have to put the time in for it. Anyway, I'm going to sign off here. We got one more day in the shanties. I think it's like 21 miles will get us out, and then straight to a bed and breakfast, so that'll be awesome. I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.